Hello, hello. As some of you may know, I have been no-lifing my way through Fault since its early access release. The few of you that don't know, um, of its 14-day release so far, I have accrued my first 100 hours. Whether I'm proud of that or not, I'm still not sure. But I basically wanted to give my first 100 hours, I wanted to put a lot of time into the game, a lot of effort and energy before I developed what I want to call my review of Fault. As some of you know, Fault is a a ironically predecessor of Paragon, using Paragon assets that were released. There are two others that are very popular, one being Overprime, the other being Predecessor. I have played Overprime. I can say that even though it had characters that I wanted to play, it just didn't stand up for me gameplay wise. The item shop is very not friendly to new players. I will put it that way. At least I personally don't believe it was easy to find my way around it. I know some people say the same thing about Fault's item shop, but everybody's main concern with Fault's item shop is the fact that there is no item art. So a lot of the items, or all of the items rather, have the same standard icon. The only thing standing them apart from one another is the names themselves and their descriptions, etc. Now, while I do agree that a downside is some of the text not being easy to read sometimes, I know that they currently have their UI or HUD being worked on by the same company that did Paragon's HUD. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I know that the item shop can be a bit daunting to new players, but it is definitely something that I believe you are more than welcome to ask anybody, whether it's developers, moderators, other people in the community that's in the Discord. And there are a lot of people willing to help out new players, or even any amount of hours that you've put into this game. There's always somebody that probably knows something a little better than you do, and I personally feel comfortable just asking, knowing that somebody out there will give me a very straightforward answer, and they will respect the fact that I'm obviously not going to know anything about certain things. I'm obviously looking for assistance with certain things, and again, I think that's one thing that sets this community apart, is just how much people are willing to help everybody around there. I don't know too much about Predecessor's gameplay. Like I said, I have played Overprime. When I watched some Predecessor gameplay, it didn't appeal to me the same way Fault did. Fault just drew me in when I watched some early alpha testing footage on Strange Matter Studios' YouTube channel, their highlights videos. It drew me into that Paragon feeling that I had missing, and I very much believe that Fault fills the void that Paragon left in a lot of us. I know that some people would say that Predecessor is better. I personally can't comment on that, like I said, but I do think that Fault brings a lot to the table that people missed from Paragon, as well as things that Strange Matter Studios has. A lot of things Strange Matter Studios sort of has unique to them. So, for example, you'll see passing through the jungle here, they haven't just taken Legacy, they haven't just taken Monolith, they've actually created their own map. I very much like their jungle. I think it's very fluid to move through. I like the look of the minion camps, every little detail about the stone structures. I do think that their jungle is better than Predecessor's from what I've seen of Predecessor. I believe it's better than Overprime's jungle from what I've played. And it's, again, just very easy to maneuver as a jungler main, I would call myself. And I think that that's a big thing, is they've gone out of their way to not just take Monolith, take Legacy knowing how many people would probably be okay with that, because that's what people experienced and that's what people wanted. Making their own unique map, I think, has done well for them. I think that a lot of bugs to do with the heroes themselves can be what you'd call game breaking. Some abilities not targeting properly, some abilities being blocked by different elevations such as stairs that you can see. If I were to throw Quang's sword sometimes in mid lane, it would get caught on the staircase. Same thing with players like Gideon or Bellica. Obviously mid lane casters, it can be a problem, and in certain situations that can cost you a lot, but they are definitely aware of it and they are definitely working on it, which again, that's the main thing for me, is they've personally commented on what is known to them and the fact that they are currently working on it. So as you can see in this item shop, all of the items just have the same icon except for their respective colors of aspects, which I will touch on probably at a later date. Essentially, you pick 2 aspects at the start of the game. They give you 2 passives each, so you get 4 effects from 2 aspects, and cards themselves are linked to those aspects. As you can see, the favor up the top. I put a bunch of my favor into green. Some items that are green would then get extra stats. That's basically the gist of the favor and aspect system. You pick aspects, and depending on the color of those aspects, you would level up favor in those respective colors to gain extra stats on your items. Obviously, it would deserve a much more in-depth description, but yeah, that's basically the short of it. The team fighting, I love the team fights in this game. I don't personally deal with a lot of the game crashing that other people do, but the game crashing issue is definitely well known. And again, their last 2 patches that they put out within the first 7 days fixed a lot of that for people. But I know other people still very much experience those issues, and they have said that at the time of recording this, the next update should be out within a few days, and it should fix the remaining FPS drop issues. So again, my general view of Fault is, if you love Paragon, this definitely fills the void. I would suggest you play Predecessor maybe if you can get your hands on a key, test it out. But me personally, I'm satisfied with just Fault. I think it does well enough for me that I don't feel the need to go after these other games and play these other games. But yeah, hopefully this has helped somebody make their mind up out there. And thank you for stopping by. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.